Hi, my name is Alvaro Garcia, and in this video I'm going to give you some basic information about what innovation is. We're not going to debate if an idea is innovative or not. Instead, I'm going to give you information necessary to realize that almost any idea can be truly innovative. Sometimes just making small changes is enough to create an innovation, instead of thinking in a weird or really rare idea. Therefore, you will learn to identify when an idea is innovative and how you can create new ideas. And I will show you some concepts about innovation so that you will be able to integrate your own concept. So, let's dive into it.
So, let's start with what is innovation. Let's try to define this concept. Because along my courses, I try not to teach what innovation is and to give a strict and rigid concept. On the contrary, I look to stimulate creativity and open minds that formulate and realize that an innovative idea can be as simple as adding or removing what element to an item, in this case a food product. Nevertheless, I decided to make a video about this topic because many of my students in the courses that I teach on food innovation frequently struggle with the assignment of generating an innovative food product idea. I frequently find questions about how to know if their idea is truly innovative, if it's unique, if it's special. And sometimes when my students finally came up with an idea that really sounds unique and legendary, they soon get disappointed after doing a quick search over the internet. Why? Because they find that the same or a very similar product already exists in a different country or even sometimes within the same area where they live. So if you are being identified with this type of questions, keep looking at this video. It is common to think that to be truly innovative, you have to come up with the craziest and rarest idea, something that the face of the world has not yet seen. However, that is far from being true. One of the first analyses about innovation and entrepreneurship was published by the economist Joseph A. Schumpeter, who became known for his contributions to economic theory in the area of innovation and entrepreneurship in the early 20th century. He was one of the first to define 5 types of innovation. The types of innovation that he defined were new production processes. For instance, we have spray drying, and at this time it helped to produce a lot of different types of powders, such as instant coffee. We have also new products like now we have the coffee pots. We have new materials or resources, like nowadays there is a lot of looking for new edulcorants, so these sweeteners like stevia. The 4th type of innovation that he defined were new markets. Nowadays also we have the opening of different Asian markets to Western countries, so we have the opportunity to innovate when we open those new markets. The 5th type of innovation were the new forms of organizations. For instance, the change in some companies from a hierarchical structure where you have to obey one boss change to smaller business units where they are independent and they can take their own decisions, which stimulates also other types of innovation. So these were the basis for the types of innovation, and later some other authors define a 6th type of innovation that were the new combinations. So successful commercialization of these were also considered as a new innovation. And in food we have a lot of these examples. For instance, a new flavor for a beverage or a soda drink that already exists in the market is a new combination. That's a type of innovation in this way. So they have something in common that is new. All of them are new things, new processes, new markets. But what is new? Well, some authors define it according to the type or to the product. that ultimately is the end result of an innovation. So in this case, we have that a product can be considered new when there is a reformulation, so a new product already existed, they change the formula, create new product. There is a new fancy package for the product that can be a new product for the consumer. Then we have new forms of existing products. So it was a liquid, now it's presented in a solid form. We have repositioned existing products. So a product that now it's put in a new market or even in the same or different types of market, but with a new branding. We have line extensions, so new flavor, new taste. We have creative products and innovative. This is not really clear, right? Well, there are other ways to define, and this is presenting certain actors. If we see the innovation according to the actors that play a role in these new products, we can have another type or simple type classification for innovation. So let me introduce to the principal actors of this place. We will have the producer. So the producer creates basically different types of product. We will have, of course, the distributor. So the person, the company that sells the product. And finally, we will have, of course, ourselves, the consumers, who is going to buy and eat the final product. So these three actors play a role in defining when a product is innovative, when a product is new or not. Depending of the point of view of each of them, we can then classify the newness of a product, service, or process in four main categories. Completely new to the market, new to the company, value added, and line extensions. So let's dig a little bit into them. When we have a product that is completely in the market, most of the time will be new for the three actors. It can be even new to the whole world, but it doesn't necessarily need to be like it. It can be new only for a specific regional market. An example in its time was powder milk. It was a completely new product that represented a shift on the paradigm. So everybody knew milk was a liquid, so now it became a powder. So it was completely new to the producer, it was completely new to the distributor, and of course to the consumer. We have then the new to the company. Mainly, these type of products will be new for the producer and the distributor, or sometimes even only to one of them, depending on the point of view of again. An example was when sushi was brought to the Western markets. Some consumers already knew the product because maybe they visit Japan, maybe they have family, maybe friends, etc. But it was not commercialized in a massive way. So this sushi was introduced into the market in a way to commercialize, so it represented a new product to the companies and to the distributors. And in that way, it represented a change, and it represented even changing types of the sushis to adapt it to the new markets. When we have the value added, it's a product that can be new for all the actors in some way. It can be a product that is already known, but now it contains something extra. Usually the added value it will be for the end consumer of the product. And in this way we have functional foods. Functional foods that promise to have an effect. Normally, or most of the time, will be a health effect. So they are promising an added value in this type of product for the consumer. Finally, we have the line extensions. So it can be new for all or some of the actors, depending on the type of product. Most of the time will be a product that is already known, but now they have some variations. However, these variations may represent a big investment and change in processes for the producer. and even sometimes can be a high risk because not all the time will be accepted by the consumer. So basically, in simplified way, we can describe that a product is new and therefore an innovation when it can fit one of these categories. Nonetheless, it is important to realize that almost any modification of a product, even the slightest one, but at the right place and the right time, can be considered a great innovation. So here we have the challenge, that is to develop a product which is acceptable for the target consumer. This is the base of the modern approach of new product development, always focusing on the consumer.
Now you can see that to be innovative is not necessary to create something strange or weird, but that you need to know the consumer. But not only know about who the person is, but to really meet them, to understand them, and to put yourself in their shoes. In that way you will be able to create something particular or something very specific for them. As many of you may know, I'm from Mexico, and there is one Mexican food product that is very commonly known, that are the tacos. However, many of you may not really like them, or at least the version that you know, because these tacos have been adapted to the different markets around the world. So when I talk with people about tacos, many of them tell me like, I don't like them, they always break. The first time that I heard this, it was like, break? How come? And then I start understanding, because the tacos that you know are these, the ones that are being used with the taco shell. However, I must tell you that those are not the real Mexican tacos. So the Mexican tacos that we have, they are soft. They use a soft tortilla. Many times are corn tortilla, and they don't use mincemeat or a lot of vegetables actually. They use real meat. So these products has been adapted to the different markets depending on the way that they want to sell it. But it's also interesting to see how these have been adapted to the companies, because the companies needed to produce it in a way that they can sell it in packages. Real tacos could be a little bit or quite difficult to sell in a package, in a box. So they adapted, they created the hard shell tortilla, so in that way they can put it in a box with some other ingredients and sell it to the market. Those are adaptations. However, again, you need to always think in the consumer, because maybe if you try to sell me those kind of tacos, what do you think I'm going to choose? Of course, I'm not going to buy you anything. However, if you know a specific consumer that they really look for the tacos or these type of tacos, then maybe they can be a huge success. The same with any type of product. So always think in that. Think in the consumer, look for what they are needing and what they can really use to their advantage. Put yourself in the consumer. And remember, you are the consumer. So I hope that you have learned now that any idea can be innovative, that you can really create something, and I hope to see that during the course you will be able to create something really amazing. Well, now I am hungry. This is the disadvantage of teaching about food. You always get hungry. So this is all for this video. You can find the handouts of the slides that were presented and also the transcript of this video in the student portal. And remember, feed your brain with knowledge and it will thank you with creative and great ideas. Until next time, thanks for watching.